welcome back to the channel. So today I am reviewing a Hornby Class 153 DMU in SCOTRAIL livery. So we just turn the box over so we can see the end, and you can see here it's part number R30071 SCOTRAIL Class 153 with a running number 153300, DC CE ready. So I bought this back in the summertime, and so I guess it's a bit of a late review. I just never got around to running it. I did check it out when it arrived. Other than that, I didn't get much time to run this, just doing other projects. So I saw it sitting there and I've been meaning to get to it, and today's the day. So now we're going to do a bit of an unboxing and have a look at this Class 153. Okay, so here she is, the Class 153 SCOTRAIL. Doing a little bit of research on it. There's a few different livery versions that Hornby produced, and they may have produced up to even 4 different SCOTRAIL ones, but I must say the livery application, etc., is just fantastic. I'll try and zoom in as much as I can without losing focus, so you can get a better look at the detail of the paintwork. It is really fantastic. I think this goes to the #1 spot on in my railway collection for just the artistic level of detail, etc., the colours. Now I've got a little bit of story about the running of this, but I'll tell you that once we give this a little bit of a test run. So I'm going to put it on half power. I've had one quick run off camera where I discovered something which I will come to in a second. Anyway, so half power, forward direction, off we go. It does have quite a range of speeds, which I think you could say that for every locomotive. But this one is really nice and quiet when she's running in sort of slow speeds, and she can belt on as well at higher speeds. I had to remove one of the tunnels from my scenery because of the amount of space that this thing needs when it goes round the corner. It's funny, you know, I actually thought maybe I should buy a coach to go with this, just to extend it a little bit, but I can assure you this is quite a long DMU. You don't need to add a coach onto this, really. I think it would be overkill. Now it has directional lighting, both sides, so when it's going in one direction it's white lighting and red at the rear, and when you change direction they switch over. Just bring it around here. And reverse. So we can get a better look at the directional lighting. You can see the red lights there, and we'll bring them forward. Right, now the next thing I'm going to talk about is when I did the first real quick test run off camera just to check it was working, etc. She kept derailing. I couldn't quite understand it. So this is really for anybody else there that might have one and it was derailing and they put it back in the packet. What the explanation was, so just under the bogie housing, I'll see if I can get a small pointer. Right, so just under the bogie housing, between the bogie and the underframe of the coach, there was a white piece of packing material. And I'll just bring it into shot now. This here. Now, I guess this is a smart thing from Hornby's point of view. It gives the model an extra bit of protection when it's, being transiting around the world. But it's kind of hidden almost, because it's in behind the bogie frame and under the carriage, and it's not obvious. But this thing here, when I first saw it, I thought, well, I actually thought it was the base of the cabin, because I think it was fitted like so. And I was looking at, I thought, am I looking at the base of the cabin here? But no, this, like I say, this is a piece of packing to protect the model in transport, which is fine. So if you do have a derailing class 153 and you put it back in the box and put it away absolutely disgusted, then bring it back out, you may find that one of these is tucked above the bogie and under the undercarriage, and that's, you haven't removed it, that's what's causing the derailing. So, it's funny, I felt a bit of a fool when I saw it, and I thought, wow, why didn't I spot that the first time round? But it is so, it's kind of hidden between the two sections, and it's not that obvious. Okay, one thing I want to add to this quick review of the Class 153, I was noticing when it was doing its test runs around the track, it was a little bit on the noisy side, although I didn't mind too much the sound. I knew it was to do with lack of lubrication in the model. You've got to bear in mind, when you buy a model from Hornby or Daypol or whoever, most of the time they're manufactured in the Far East. So from the day that it's actually finished in production, and then it's shipped and it comes to the UK and then it goes to the retail outlets or wherever, it can be quite a number of months. Could even be a year before the model arrives with you. So, but when I do review these, I want to review them in such a way that it's straight from the box. And that's the way I reviewed this. But adding oil to this is really quietened it down considerably. So this is a quick clip showing the model after it's had some oil on the axles, and yeah, you'll see quite a difference. So she's on half power at the moment. I'm sure you agree that that is extremely quiet now. Yeah, big difference. So yeah, for most people, yeah, I would always recommend that you give them a little bit of tiny amount of lubrication once you bring them out of the box. But it's just that I wanted to review how, you know, a lot of people will just take them out of the box and run them. But yeah, it's significant, the difference, so I wanted to show you that in the video. And we'll just bring it up here at the station and stop her here. So yeah, just adding a little bit of light oil to the axles makes a huge difference in the sound and running performance of the model. So what do I think of the 153? I think it's fantastic. I really do. There is a number of variants out there. If you have one of these, then congratulations. It's a really fantastic model. I tend to model the eras between the 60s and 70s, so it covers the steam and diesel mostly, but I don't stick rigidly to that, and I also don't stick rigidly to, you know, just one railway brand, for example, like LMS or just British Rail. A good model is a good model at the end of the day, and if I like it, then if I'm lucky to get it, then fantastic. But this DMU is really, I would say, it's certainly worth it. They are on, one of the versions is on sale right now through Rails of Sheffield. This is where I bought my one, but my particular version is sold out. It's no longer available. And I'm sure a lot of people know that in the modelling industry, these trains start to command a bit of a value after a while, especially once they're sold out. You can't get them anymore. The second-hand market just goes crazy for these things, and yeah, this is only going to increase in value, this unit. That's one more trip around the track. I'm so glad I discovered what the derailing was. That small piece of packing. So that's the Hornby Class 153 in the SCOTRAIL livery. As I say, there are a number of slight variant differences out there, different running numbers. But considering the retail price of this is 153 or thereabouts, and of course many of you know Hornby's already put their prices up, then, you know, I'm not going to complain about the fact I paid a bit more than the 89 price right now. Really nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.